watermelon children and the glorious Bigfoot. That's my next painting. That's what I'm working on. Of course, this is the watermelon girl that grew up. She became all, you know, no longer a little watermelon girl. She's more like a watermelon woman for sure. It's a watermelon woman. And that's her as like a little watermelon child. She grew up, but she still has that watermelon for a head. That's her bending over a trash can, sort of presenting herself. That Bigfoot's always with him. I don't know what his deal is. He's got big feet. Anyway, this is the painting I'm working on next. This one I'm working on right now. She's hot. You don't want to have sex with an alien. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it. That's wrong. Would be wrong. Never happened. I need fruit. I need star fruit. I have oranges. You know, as far as oranges go, I'll eat any of them, but the ones that I really like, those are the small ones, the clementines. I like a seedless. Why the hell would anybody want an orange with seeds in it? You gotta be kidding me. That was a great invention. Seedless fruit. I don't want watermelon with seeds. I want it without seeds. I'm all for Monsanto. Seriously. Well, they have oranges with the leaves and the branches still on them. I'm gonna have to get some. I'm an orange aficionado. I've got to try these. Look at these. Look at those. Those look so awesome. Those look great. I need to get hemp seeds for the pigeons. You can buy hemp seeds, but they're sterilized. It's so ridiculous. They have to steam them because people are afraid, or the government's afraid we're going to start growing hemp. Well, you can in some states, I guess. But not that kind of hemp. That kind of hemp has to be grown in Europe. It's a huge market that we don't have. One, marijuana and hemp. It's fucking stupid. Farmers could be growing hemp instead of cotton or tobacco. Could grow hemp for clothes. I don't get it. But I can buy hemp seeds up here at the Pigeon store, and birds love hemp seeds. They do. Pigeons love them. Sparrows love them. They're good, and I'm sure that they cost more in the United States because they have to have them sterilized. It's ridiculous. Somebody was telling me that they wanted to adopt a raven. That really won't go too well. It's the truth. It won't. It won't know you. It won't trust you. I'm just telling you how it is. If you want a raven, get it when it's young. It won't go well. I don't know. Maybe you could give it a shot, but I don't think that that's going to go well at all. That's just how it is. It's hard to convince a bird to trust you, and ravens especially. That's why when you get a raven, you buy a raven from a breeder. It's 3 weeks old. That's done for a reason. That way you bond to it. It sees your face. It imprints. It always knows you. It's a problem. It's a problem with a lot of these birds. You really have to be a bird person to be able to convince the bird that doesn't know you, that's known some other human its whole life, that you're okay. It's no shit. See? It's a pigeon store. You can buy pigeons in here. And hemp seeds. It's awesome. See? Lots of pigeons. It's sort of hard to breathe in here. I gotta get out. I have to come back up here. I got my hemp seeds, but they have a pigeon grit in there that I love the brand. Smells great, but I noticed that they have a new one which is fortified with minerals and vitamins. I'm getting it. Nothing is too good for them. They love it. They need it. I'll get my car and come back up. That store with all kinds of shit that I don't really know what it is, and some woman came in there and bought a bottle of Florida water. I don't know if it was cologne or it was something to drink. I wasn't quite sure. It's a nifty looking bottle though. Buying fish oil for the dogs. Now, when I buy fish oil for the dogs, I buy human grade fish oil. It says on the stuff for dogs, not fit for human consumption. Doesn't that just tell you something? Buy fish oil for humans. Don't buy fish oil for dogs. And if it's a big dog, you could get the 1,000 milligrams, sure. They may even make a 1,200 for, you know. But they also make fish oil that's smaller. They call it fish oil pearls. They're just little tiny balls of fish oil, and those are only 500 milligram. That would work for a small dog, sure. Most of the fish oil comes in 1,000 milligrams, right, or 1,200. But then they also have this, which they call fish oil pearls. These are small. This would be perfect for a small dog. This would totally work. Also getting calcium, and calcium I use for my cat, my raven, Ike. Like I'll just smash it up with a hammer for the cat and the raven, and then when it's smashed up, then I'll like roll beef or pork in it for them so that they're getting their calcium. You can also make it into a paste. That works. The trick is do not get calcium with D3 added. Most of it has D3 added, but D3 is not water soluble, it's fat soluble, it stores up in your animals. It's too much, it'll make your dog real sick. It'll store up and then you got a real huge problem. They need D3, yes, but not at that dose. So get calcium without D3, just plain old calcium, calcium citrate. Don't ask me what brand. That's ridiculous. It's like saying what brand of water. It's a chemical. It's calcium. It's all the same. Just don't get it with D3 in it. You got that? See this? See how it says with D3? See that? It says with D3. Now you look at this one. It doesn't say with D3. It's just calcium. This you could get. This is safe. Fruit's one of those things in New York City you can get relatively cheap. This I paid 79 cents for this. I'm paying $1 a piece for star fruit. I don't know why this would be 79 cents because they cut it at the little stem or whatever and leave some leaves on it. I don't know. It looked good though. It looks good with the leaf. It might be a large type of mandarin orange, I think. If this orange, it peels great. It peels fantastic. They could have charged me $1 for this. I will pay. Oh yeah, that is an awesome. If this didn't have seeds in it, this I'll go back and buy more. I mean, it peels great. There's not a lot of white stuff left on. That's the worst. I haven't seen those in years. The orange that you peel and it leaves a bunch of white shit on there. You know, a bunch of rind. This is awesome. I don't know if I can do something with these orange leaves. Maybe they can be used in cooking. I don't know. I'm gonna check. But this so far, I'm giving it a high. I might eat it though, and it might be like totally shit. But so far so good. It smells appropriate. It's translucent. I can't really see any seeds in it. It's on the scale of 1 to 10 being sour. It's more towards the sour end. You know, it's not super sour, but this is how I like them. Oh man, it's like a party in my mouth. It's real fucking good. Very good. No seeds. None. Even if it had one seed at this point. If an orange has one or two, I can put up with it. The smaller ones I like more than the larger ones. Oh my God. I'm buying more. It's a mandarin orange of some kind. It's just big. I don't know what the point is about having seeds in fruit anymore. They're all grown from grafts, aren't they? Every fruit that you buy in the store has been genetically engineered. This is a fact. All of them. All of them. Either grafts or like selective pollination. They've all been engineered to be a certain way. You know, you can take a citrus. It's weird because you can pollinate another citrus with another citrus and come up with like, I think that's how they make the Meyer lemon. There's also those fruit, I haven't seen them in a while. They're popular in Jamaica, man. It's a hybrid of like orange and grapefruit, and they grow wild. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Oh my God. When I was in second grade, we had a Winnebago and we went down to Florida. Brought back a couple bags of oranges. I ate one of the bags in one day. That's all I ate for one day was a bag of oranges, and my mother was like, "Where'd all the oranges go? Who ate all the oranges?" And I ate that one bag, and then I waited a day or something and ate the next bag. They're great. An orange is my favorite fruit. Who wouldn't like an orange? Are you out of your fucking mind? Get rid of the apples. I had an apple tree in my yard. It got run over, and I didn't really care about it. You know, I ran over it with the tractor. Then I ended up just cutting it down. I'm like, why am I going to eat a fucking apple? What do I do with a fucking apple? You know? If I was down south, I'd have orange trees. I'd have star fruit. Star fruit out the wazoo. I would want a lot of star fruit and a lot of oranges. I want an orange that's tasty, not necessarily big. These are fucking perfect. That orange gets a 10. It does. That is really a great, 79 cents a piece. It was worth it. Oh my God. Jesus, that's good. Sour fruit's my favorite. Although I do have 27, 28, I don't know, about 28 or 29 pawpaw trees. That's not a sour fruit. That's just a strange fruit. That stuff tastes like, when they say it tastes like custard or pudding, it does. It's weird. It tastes like, how do I describe it? It almost has like a juicy fruit, like a bubblegum taste to it. It's really unusual. Sometimes they're more like vanilla tasting. That fruit, you take the fruit, you take it out of the fruit, and then you put it in the freezer and freeze it. That is one of the most delicious ice creams I've ever had. You need no milk. You need no milk. You need no cream. You just freeze the fruit. It's unbelievable. If you've never had it, you'll just make sure it's ripe. And when those pawpaws are ripe, they're pretty much brown on the outside. That's another problem. People see those and they, people try and sell them or whatever, and people don't realize that, like, the green one that looks all pretty like a mango, you can't eat that. It tastes like shit. It doesn't taste very good. But when it's all sort of brown on the outside, it's unbelievable. It is. It's really good. Oh my God. If I'm not mistaken, the pawpaw was George Washington's favorite dessert. That's what I heard somewhere. I'm not making that up. I read that somewhere. He loved them. Not frozen. I don't think you could freeze them back then. Well, I thought I had a seed, but I did sort of, but it's like so not a seed. You could just eat it and never know. Abraham Lincoln, they had the they had the White House. They had it air conditioned by, while we're on the subject of presidents, they had some kind of shaft going down underneath the ground, and then they had fans that were sucking the cold air up from the basement. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not exactly true. What they did was they got ice. They had ice, and they shipped it. They shipped out ice from someplace up north, and then they stored it in the basement, and then they had like a shaft and a fan that went up. That's how they did it. Not taking, the natural. You that was commonplace back then. There's ways that you could store the ice and keep it longer. Like they would put the ice in. This is I believe the first guy that started doing the selling ice. What he found was that he could go cut ice up north, and then he could cover it with sawdust, and that worked as an insulator. And then he could get ice down to the Caribbean and places like that. It was back then. It was a big deal. Look, it's ice. We can have a cold drink. It's 90 out. It would have been a luxury. Great. Well, I'm on the subject of luxury. I want to talk about healthcare, and this is what I propose. I propose it's legal in every state. It's legal every place. If a municipality wants to have zoning laws, like you can't put a liquor store here, then you can't put a weed store there, but it's legal in every state. Anybody that's 18 or over should be able to buy marijuana. That's it. Now, I think that should be a big help as far as getting everybody insured. Like if you tax it and tax it high, certainly there will be state and local taxes, whatever, but then tax it real high with a federal tax, and that's going to go for healthcare. So an eighth might cost you, excuse me. So if an eighth costs you $50, now it's going to cost you $100. But the trade-off, we get health insurance, or we get health care. Taxing marijuana and making marijuana legal, I don't think that's going to cover all the cost. You can't do a flat tax, because if you do a flat tax, the person that has 4 kids that doesn't have any money, that can of $1.50 soup now becomes $3. So you can't do that. But what you could do is you could have a Satan's tax. So it's anything that's bad for you, you give it the Satan's tax. So like sugar, like soft drinks, like soda. Tack on some more money to every can of soda that everybody buys. That's gonna, because sugar's not good for you. Tobacco should be taxed really high. It should be the same thing as marijuana or booze. It should be taxed. If the pack costs you $10, now it's going to cost you $20. Guns, I think that everybody should have the right to have their guns, but I think that if you want to have an AK-47, then you have to pay a tax on it, and it's gonna be expensive. You want that gun that bad? You really want that gun? But on the same hand, this is just what I feel. I'm an NRA member. I've had guns for years, since I was a little kid. The first time I shot a gun, 44 mag, I was 5 years old. Thing went up over my head. My dad's behind me. I'm like, it's so heavy. I'm like, and I'm shaking. I'm terrified. But so I think everybody should have guns if you want them. I don't think everybody should own them, but you understand what I'm saying. It's your right. But to have capacities over 8 just seems ridiculous. And all shotguns, just make them so that they hold 3 and that's it. We don't even have to pull the plug out. If you want to bring up hunting, snows, or blues, that, just reload. Just reload. It's ridiculous. That would be taxed real heavy. All guns, there would be specific taxes for each gun. Like a handgun should be taxed. If it costs you $1,000, and now it's going to cost you $2,000. Heavy taxed. The other thing that I think should be taxed are luxury items, and luxury items could be even a car. Let's say a car is over $35,000. I consider that a luxury item. Now, at a point, a car might be real expensive because it's autonomous.
but that shouldn't be taxed as much because the autonomous cars are safer cars. They are. They're going to be totally safer. They drive like old ladies. That's what I hear. So that's an instance where you won't get taxed as much, but it should be sort of like this sliding scale of like, is it bad for you? Does this cause a lot of death? If it causes a lot of deaths, then, maybe it's taxed more. But everybody needs to have health insurance, and nobody's really coming up with a solution. They're not. They're not. Nobody has a solution for this. When I was driving a cab in Kansas City, I would, at late at night, I'd be taking like poor people into the emergency room with their kids. That's what they would do. They would go to the doctor that way for, the kid has the flu or something. Like that's what they would do. And that's not cost effective. So we need to legalize marijuana in every state. We need to tax it so that it costs more. And that and the sale of guns could probably, put a big dent in this thing. And anything with sugar in it, we tax the crap out of that too. And even like if it doesn't have sugar in it, like if it has saccharin, because we know saccharin's not good for us, that's going to get taxed more too. And I know this doesn't sound Republican, but this is the way it has to be. You have to start worrying about other people on this planet. If you don't, come on, man, what are you going to take it with you? Maybe it'll, go do something nice for someone. Go talk to the homeless guy. That's a person, Go talk to him. Ask him how he's doing. Just spend a couple minutes asking him about his life or her life. Everybody should have health care, and everybody should have the same health care. It shouldn't be like, well, this person can afford to go to the best doctor and this person gets whatever they get. Everybody gets the same thing. Like Canada. They managed to pull it off. So did England. So has, a lot of countries have pulled this off. We need to make sure everybody can go to the doctor. Legalize marijuana, tax the crap out of it. We have a Satan's tax. That's what I'm calling it, Satan's tax. For anything that's bad, it's going to get taxed. Cars, more people die in cars than with guns, okay? So of course cars are going to be taxed. They're going to be taxed heavily. It's a death machine, anything like that. That orange was real good.
It's starting to really come together. You could say that like the watermelon-headed woman, she's she didn't have that watermelon for a head. It's a problem. It is. It's a problem. And so that was during the daylight, but the first time that I saw them with the Bigfoot, it was nighttime. About 2-3 o'clock at night. They dress like little Amish kids. The boy wears shorts with like socks, like knee socks, and he still sort of dresses like that. He's definitely not the adult his sister is. His sister's quite the his sister has an attractive body. It's the what. His sister has an attractive body, sure, but I mean, it's that watermelon for a head. It's just, I like the outfit though. It reminds me sort of Barbarella, like a young Jane Fonda. That's how it is. It's like this kind of schoolgirl look though. It's like grayish metallic. It's space age. That's what I'm saying. That they're more than likely aliens. More than likely. You don't think that it's a possibility that this really happened? That I've seen these creatures? You're wrong. Human bodies with like bluish greenish skin, but watermelons for heads. Like absolutely, they're watermelons. They're not greenish. They're watermelon headed creatures. They're watermelon headed creatures, and she does have a smoking bod though. You can't see it yet, but you will when I'm done. Fucking Bigfoot. This guy's like a zombie. 2 years we've been dealing with Trump just doing whatever in the House and the Senate, just, whatever.
Oh, it's the president. We're going to back him up 100%. And now, in the lame duck session, they're getting a spine. That stinks. That stinks. So Lindsey Graham has a problem with Trump and Pompeo, like all of them, and Mattis, just lying to the American public and lying to them straight to their face. You have a problem with that now, don't you? Why? Because Lindsey thought that he was going to get to be AG. And he's not going to get to be the Attorney General because Trump wants the fake guy in. Whitaker. He wants that guy in. So now Lindsey's pissed, and now Lindsey's having a problem with Saudi Arabia killing, a journalist. That guy lived here. He has kids that were born here, I think. He was working here. Who gives a shit where he's from? If it was a Pakistani journalist and this would have happened, the same shit should go on. People should be pissed. And Trump sits here and lies. Why is Trump lying for the Saudis? Why does he bend over backwards for the Saudis? Why does he bend over backwards for Putin? Why is Putin and MBS, why are they high-fiving and laughing? What's so funny? Boy, that was strange timing, wasn't it? Now they're going to stand up. Now they're going to try and tell Trump he can't do that. Oh, really? Oh, what about all the hundreds of times that you let Trump just do whatever? Oh, now you're going to say no, Trump. We know you're bought and paid for. This is getting absurd. I'm so glad that the Democrats won. They're gaining back some control, but we still have a problem with the House. Oh, so Lindsey's gonna step back in Trump so much? Now it's really starting to come together. You could see how hot she was. She was hot. I'm telling you. Except for the watermelon on her for a head. 6 days is way too long for a funeral. That is fucking ridiculous. I know I'm not the only one that thinks this way. My friend Chris, I'm getting a text from him saying something to that effect, like, enough already. 6 days, come on. And Ginyinton is the same way, too. Ginyinton's very similar in that, like, God, come on, She's not wasting her time in a church. There's not much time on this planet. This is the truth. There's not much time on this planet. She don't want to waste it sitting around, in church. I don't blame her. When I die, just take me to where I'm burnt, and then when they get the ashes, you just flush those ashes. Or say you got the ashes in the car or whatever, you're driving down a bridge, there's a river underneath it, you just roll down your window and chuck those things out, get rid of it. Now, something more important is starfruit. This is starfruit. And two friends of mine that I talked to have not ever eaten starfruit. That would be Ginyinton, and the other would be Milk Paint of Milk Paint and Wood Boy. And with Milk Paint, it's shocking because Milk Paint is a vegetarian. And I told her, I said, I'm becoming a fruitarian. And she explained that I'm not a fruitarian. It's a fruitarian. And that I'm still eating bacon sandwiches, so that doesn't count. She's a vegetarian. She takes a lot of effort to have a good diet. This is true. She could cook vegetarian. She's good at cooking. Ginyinton, on the other hand, is more like me. She might think about her diet, but not like Milk Paint. Milk Paint doesn't have to think about it. Milk Paint is eating the diet that she wants. She's, she makes an effort. She's not a maniac. She did tell me she's not vegan. She's not vegan. She's vegetarian. And she said, I'm not a nut either. If I'm out and I'm hungry, I'll eat a piece of pizza. That's Milk Paint. So it wasn't shocking to know that Ginyinton hasn't ever eaten a starfruit. That wasn't that shocking. It was sort of shocking. I was surprised she hadn't eaten it. But with milk paint. Come on. What, you don't like fruit milk paint? That's insanity. It's star fruit. It's one of the most delicious fruits. Ginyinton says that she likes to cut her fruit. I don't know. I don't, because that would dirty up a knife, and that would take time. But I was thinking about it. I was saying, yeah, you could cut it so it was like a star, but that would be like a garnish. If you were really going to cut this thing and eat it, Ginyinton, you'd cut the fin off. You'd just cut the fins off and eat the fins. I'm just so surprised that Milk Paint has never eaten one of these. Now, how do I eat these? I eat these like it's a corn on the cob, and I just eat it until there's a core, and then I get rid of the core. That's it. The taste of these things, it's sort of like the same texture as like a plum, sort of. You know, it's got skin that you eat. It's got a tanginess to it. They're very good. They are. This is one of my favorite fruit. I just eat it like this. Oh my God. It's like a party in my mouth. It's delicious. Now, see, one seed. They're not real seedy. Some of them, I can tell they're trying to make a totally seedless variety, because sometimes you'll see them like this. You don't even really see one seed, but you'll see like little white underdeveloped seeds that you can just eat and digest. They're great. They're tasty. Now, usually when I eat these over the garbage can, because they're real juicy. You could eat them over a sink, something like that. I don't want to use a plate, and I don't want to dirty up a knife, but I eat it like that. But they are juicy, so keep that in mind. For me, it's about eating and not wasting time. I don't want to waste time. I could be dead tomorrow. Why do I want to waste another minute cutting my fruit? See my point? There's logic here. There's a lot of logic. Very good. Oh my God. Like I said, star fruit, they're good for you. It's like a party in your mouth. I'm waiting until they come out with star fruit juice, which they could label it, this is my idea, liquid fruit, liquid star fruit. Think about it. Any of the star fruit companies want to contact me, I'll do a promotional video for you. Oh well, it'll cost you. But I'll eat the shit out of star fruit, seriously. I like these almost as much as I like an orange. It has an orangey flavor to it. It's really good. So like at this point, I just throw it away. There's a little bit left on it. Oh my God. Yeah, just at the end, it's a little extra sour, just a sousance of bitterness. Delicious. Go try star fruit. What are you crazy? They sell them at Tops up there in Watkins Glen. It's not like it's some exotic fruit at this point. I saw them in Kansas City. I probably bought star fruit in 1985. So they've been around for a while. That's like kiwi. I asked Ginyinton if she's ever eaten a kiwi. She said no. Really? That to me seems insane. A kiwi. Ginyinton, go get a kiwi. And when you're getting a kiwi, get a star fruit. And by the way, kiwi, I know it sounds weird. I know that this is going to sound weird, but you eat them with that brown fuzzy skin on. And they've grown them so that it's less and less fuzzy. And I'm telling you, that brown fuzzy skin, when you're eating it, it's pretty good. The skin on the kiwi has a real sourness to it. It really adds a lot of flavor. And you also get a lot of fiber from eating that skin. See, I'm a health nut. I'm real healthy. I got to go down to Popeyes and get my dinner, which is probably going to be 2 chicken wings and maybe red beans and rice. Maybe. Or maybe I'll make something. I don't want to waste time. I like I said, you're here for such a short time on the planet. Don't waste your time cutting your fruit or heating food up unless you really want to taste hot food. If it's just to eat because you know you need to eat, what's the difference? If it's cold, that's why I like Vichyssoise. I love the shit out of that. I'll just have some Vichyssoise in the refrigerator and I'll tip that thing back and I'm good to go. That is a meal. She's starting to come together real nice. Starting to work on her sweet looking pooper. She does have a real sweet looking ass. It's just weird, the whole watermelon thing's freaky. I also got the watermelon headed kids, they're coming along. Bigfoot, he's coming along. So I'm starting to put in the background. Bigfoot reminds me a little bit of Where the Wild Things Are. Those 2 freaks. And this one taunting me with her whatnot and whatever. That little outfit she wears, it's like a Catholic school skirt, but then it has like this like bib top. It's pretty hot, you know. No panties though. And her blue, light bluish green skin. It's just fucking too weird. I just can't do it. There's no way. Presenting herself. She's pretty hot. Taunting you, you know, she taunts men. It's an alien, sure, but it's also a female alien. You know, there was some consideration, sure. I thought about it. Yeah, I thought about it, but she has a watermelon head. No, thank you.